Once upon a time, in a small town nestled deep in the woods, there was an old, abandoned mansion. The locals whispered that the mansion was cursed, and that strange things happened there. One day, a group of teenagers decided to explore the mansion. They snuck in through a broken window, giggling nervously as they made their way through the dusty, cobweb-covered rooms. As they descended into the basement, the air grew colder, and the atmosphere grew increasingly eerie. Suddenly, they heard a faint whispering coming from a dark corner of the room. Curious and terrified, they approached the source of the whispering, only to find an old diary lying open on a table. The diary belonged to a young girl who had lived in the mansion many years ago. As they read the diary, they learned of the girl's tragic life. She had been kept locked in the basement by her parents, who were convinced that she was possessed by a demon. In the end, the girl had died alone in the dark, cold basement, screaming for help that never came. Suddenly, the door to the basement slammed shut, and the teenagers were plunged into complete darkness. They could hear the sound of footsteps approaching them, but they could not see who or what was coming. As the footsteps grew closer, the teenagers began to scream in terror. They tried to run towards the door, but it was locked tight. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the footsteps stopped, and the door swung open. When the police arrived, they found the teenagers huddled together in the corner of the basement, their faces frozen in fear. They could not explain what had happened to them, and to this day, the mansion remains abandoned and haunted by the ghost of the young girl who died there so many years ago.